Hi, you're listening to the Real Work Stories podcast, and I'm your host, Benjamin. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. And if you tuned in before, welcome back. Now, this is the podcast where I talk about all things customer service, from the customer to the corporation and everything in between. But before I get started, I got to say thank you to everyone for all your support for the podcast. Thank you for all the likes, shares, comments, downloads. I appreciate it. I only say it every episode because I mean it every episode. And if you don't already follow me on Facebook and Instagram, make sure you do so at Real Work Stories Podcast. That's where you're going to find out about topics, episode snippets, discussions, and more. And today, I just got to say, before I even get started, this is something that hasn't happened to me in quite a while. But before I even get into what has or hasn't happened, I want to know something. Have you ever had a customer say something to you that was so disgusting that it made you wonder, like, what is going on or what has gone on in this person's life to make them say something like this to another person? Like, I really want to know, because I just want to know. Like, have y'all, or is it just me? Because if it's just me, that's cool. I just need to know if I'm tripping or not. But I really want to know, like, has anybody else had something said to them that was just so left field that you wonder, like, what is going on in your life that made you say that to somebody else? And like I said, this kind of thing that happened to me hasn't happened in, I think it's like over a year. But basically, my customer told me to go contract a very deadly disease and go die. So let me set the stage, and I don't know, maybe I should say trigger warning. Yeah, I probably should, because it might trigger some people. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So I'm having a conversation with the customer a couple days ago, and let's just call this customer Ken. Just random name. Let's just call him Ken. So Ken starts this conversation with me on 10. Like, there is no easing into this conversation. He starts off just over the top already. And the reason why he's so over the top is because, number one, he's had to wait on hold for a very long time. And to him, having to wait for anything for any amount of time is basically unreasonable, uncalled for, unnecessary, unconstitutional, unproductive, and a disrespect to him as a customer. That's basically how Ken is feeling at this particular moment in time. And a part of the reason why I knew this call was kind of already going left is because when I first started this conversation with Ken, he said, I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud, but he actually has the unmitigated gall to ask me if anyone works here because he feels like he's been waiting for so long. And I want you to think about this for a second. He contacted a company because he needed help with whatever the situation is. He had to wait on hold, and then an employee answers the phone, me being said employee, and he says, is anyone working there? Nah. We just let random people off the street answer the phone. That's all. Yeah, that's all, sir. You sound stupid. Is what you sound like, Ken. You sound stupid asking if people work here. Of course we work here. If nobody was working, Ken, I wouldn't answer the phone. But that's besides the point. So then he goes on to tell me that he wants to order a product, and he feels like the price that he's being quoted online is too expensive. So I'm like, okay, I get it. Let's take a look. Let's try to figure out what's going on. why this order is costing so much. But before I can even get to that point, I start off and I apologize for the wait. I'm like, I get it. Whole time's been kind of long. But like I said, let's take a look at your order, see what's going on. Tell me what you're trying to purchase. We can see why it's costing you so much. Then he tells me that the amount of money that he's paying is F-wording outrageous. So, immediately, I take a step back. Now, not literally a step back, but you know what I mean. Like I said, he comes off hot. Normally, you can kind of see, profanity coming. This one was kind of like left field, warp speed, just smacked right to the side of the head. I was like, oh, okay. So again, try to empathize with him. Look, Ken, I know you're upset, but what I'm going to have to ask you to do, not use any more profanity. Let's go ahead and get some information. Pull up your order. Like I said, we can try to see what's going on, why it's costing you so much. Then he tells me, I am nothing but effing scum. And he tries to continue with a menagerie, a plethora, if you will, of other insults. At that point, I'm like, no, this conversation stops now. I'm going to hang up with you, okay? You can't control your tongue. We're not going to do this. Goodbye. Literally, before I can end this conversation, he says, I hope you die of AIDS, you subhuman scum. Yeah. He says, I hope you die of AIDS, you subhuman scum. So remember at the beginning, I asked that question. Has a customer ever said something to you so disgusting that it made you wonder, like, what's going on in your life that would make you say that to someone else? Because at this point, I am like floored in my seat, if I can be, I'm just taken aback, like, wow, this took a dark turn very fast. Outside of his name, like, I literally don't know anything. So just from a logical perspective, like, you can't really expect to get any help because you ain't really told me nothing other than your name. Now, you told me that you're unsatisfied with the amount that this order is going to cost you. I get that. I totally get it. But at least let me try to actually give you some help before you tell me I'm worthless and a scumbag and subhuman. First, let's get to what is subhuman scum. I would really like to know. Just what is subhuman? Like, now I get it. If you want to play with the dictionary definition of subhuman, it means failing to attain the level associated with normal human beings, unsuitable to or unfit for human beings, or something related to a taxonomic group lower than that of humans. Now, I am not coming up with these definitions off the top of my head. Y'all, please don't think that. I am not that smart all the time. Okay? Anyway. But subhuman? Come on, Ken. I at least have a job. Give me that courtesy. I have a job, sir. So I don't know too many employees that hire anything other than humans. I thought that was why we worked here. But anyway, so yeah. Again, he He tells me all of this. And mind you, this entire conversation with Ken lasted almost exactly 5 minutes. And you would think that after working in this field for as long as I have, like I said, I've been doing customer service for almost 10 years. And it's kind of hard to catch me by surprise because I've heard a lot. But that just definitely blindsided me. And with I think I had about another maybe 45 or so minutes to work that day. Like, that was not the easiest thing to get out of my head. Like, you're upset at the cost of a product that you ordered. You won't accept help from the person you reached out to. But yet you tell that person to die of AIDS. Like, that baffles me to levels that, like, I can barely put it into words how thrown off I was by that. Like probably one of the most horrific diseases, viruses, or whatever you want to call it, you could contract. You tell someone to go catch that and die of it because you're mad at whatever the cost of whatever it is that you're ordering. And mind you, I work for a bank. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, that is insane to me. I'm like, even now, I'm still just enamored by it. Like, I really still just can't believe it. Like, you told me to die of AIDS. Wow. But my question still stands because I really want to know. What's something that a customer has said to you that was so disgusting that made you wonder, like, what is happening in your own life that made you say that to me? I really want to know. So if you don't already, look me up on Instagram or on Facebook at Real Work Stories Podcast. And type in the comments. Let me know. Let me know, because I'm really interested. I really want to know. If you don't want to comment, I get it. Because some of these people, they do get outrageous. DM me. Or if you're feeling a little old school, email me at realworkstoriespodcast@gmail.com. Because I want to know. Yeah. Tell me something that you heard that just, like, curdled your blood, twisted your stomach into knots. Because I'm interested. All right? But I'm Benjamin. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Real Work Stories Podcast. Bonus episode coming on the 15th. Don't miss it. Holla.